No.
Okay, it's been a while. Like a long while. And I'm sorry for that. Just a lot of stuff goes on. A lot of stuff happens. And I don't always have the best time management skills. But I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to do my best to be the best that I can be, as cheesy as that sounds. Alright, so both the kids are in school now. And I know that not every parent likes homework. Heck, not every person likes homework. I never had a problem with it. I actually don't mind being able to test out my brain and working through problems and critical thinking and all that stuff. I enjoy that. I enjoy testing my ability. Proving that one knows what they know is an important step to being able to apply skills to real life situations. And I believe that homework severely does that. And I believe homework definitely does that. So I never minded doing homework. Call me a nerd if you want, but it's just something that's never been a problem for me. Matter of fact, in the past, I've helped people like my adopted little sister who would have problems in middle school. And it was definitely a test on knowing what you know and then applying that to material to somebody else that you know. So the first hurdle in the homework situation is being able to recall information from like decades now ago. So that's crazy in itself. And then being able to teach that information to somebody else, you kind of have to find a way to like, spice it up, change it up, make it sound a little bit more interesting than what the teacher already tried to do. And more recently, obviously with my son and my fiance's daughter, helping them is like the ultimate test. My biggest challenge when it came to helping my fiance's daughter was the age difference. The fact that she was actually so much younger. I think she was maybe in third grade at that time. And being able to communicate to a third grader when I am so used to communicating to adults is a huge shift. But it definitely helped whenever I got my son and I had to kind of bring myself down to his level and be like, okay, this is how you can do this. Being able to choose the right words, to be able to kind of like de-stress the situation is key, because obviously with the homework, like, oh, I can't do this, there's a lot of words or a lot of numbers, I can't figure it out. Trying to break it down and everything else really helps them kind of see the problem so that they can do it. Because that's the ultimate goal for helping. My goal is not to like, oh, I just want to get your homework done, whatever. The idea is that they get their homework done and they just need help figuring out the pattern, the process, and how to do it. And that's the important thing, because little kids are sneaky little bastards. They will try to find a way to either like, I don't want to do this, I need to find a way to get somebody else to do this. And that's annoying. I also try really hard, especially with my son, who's very creative when it comes to certain things. Trying to get him to do his own work was hard at first, but we have gotten a rapport on, okay, I will help you figure it out, but you're the one that got to put pencil to paper. And eventually I'll let you go do it after we work through maybe one or two of the math problems. And amazingly, math was like, I like math. I like the patterns. I like being able to go, okay, 2, yeah, and 2, yeah, 4. Well, that's 8, but yeah, you gotta get the picture. And keep in mind, I didn't have him for the majority of his educational development. Now, we did homework before and video calls and everything else, but it's a completely different beast whenever the homework comes to you on a daily basis. But he knows how to do it. He does. He is that creative. No, he's actually pretty intelligent. And he's able to do the homework for the most part. It usually is just the motivation to get it done and over with. And that is coming to light, that maybe he gets bored with that kind of like, oh, I already know this stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. All you need to do is prove that you know it. Because you just saying that you know it doesn't prove anything. You have to show them that you got this and that you can go further. You can go even further beyond.
Is to go even further beyond.
I am proud of the progress that we have made, because honestly, the whole transition thing was really hard on him. And being able to understand that, oh, I'm not gonna lie about my homework, because now we have it so that the teacher sign his school planner, so that when I get it, I know that's actual homework. So when he comes home like, oh, I don't got no homework, and 2 days later I'm like, oh wait, how'd you get this F on this assignment? Oh, I was supposed to bring it home. What? So like, yeah, they now signed this planner, and then I have to sign it to show that, okay, I seen the planner and we worked on it. Now, if there's any questions or anything else, I'm getting him to learn how to, like, okay, if you don't know how to do this, and you come to me, and even I have problems figuring this out, being like, science or studies or the procedure that they want it in, and he's not explaining it well, and I'm not understanding it fully. Then I'm having him understand. They're like, oh, he'll write a little note like, okay, this is the area where I am having difficulty. Rather than just saying I need help in number 2, like, this is why I need help in number 2, because I don't understand what number 2 is referring to. Working with him is a lot easier. He's older, so he's able to kind of like communicate a little bit more, but he still has that barrier, that emotional yet verbal barrier where it is difficult for him to communicate. Whereas with my girlfriend's daughter, she communicates well enough. One of the biggest things that she won't come and be like, hey, I need help. She is the queen of being able to look like she is working on something, and in actuality, she is not. So just being able to keep her on task and being able to help her understand concepts. Once she understands the concepts, boom, she is off like a rocket and she gets it. Both our kids are pretty intelligent in the sense that once they figure out what needs to be done, they can do it. And the idea is, like, if you can do what they're asking you to do, great. If you can do more than that, even better. I always am worried about the concept of being a sheep, but I do want them to at least be able to do the bare minimum and then work upon that. So, like, and I'm saying this because, once again, but both of my kids, both my fiance's daughter and my own son, I am missing that early development per se. Granted, I had my son in the earliest development, but not when the educational institution started. And since then, it's been very like spotty, like, over video call before. It's like, okay, whatever he was able to tell me, I can't push, I can't clarify, and trying to incorporate co-parenting was already hard enough at the time it is. I didn't want to push more on top of that. So, like, that was very hard in the beginning, but learning how they are kind of like learning how they do schooling has been one of the most educationally and patiently trying moments, because it's one of those, okay, why don't you get this? Or are you just telling me you get it so that you turn around and sit over there, or like, or you goof around for like an hour? Because my son has done that. Like, I got it. He'll go up to his room, an hour will pass. I'm like, how's everything going? Or I got stuck. On what? And he'll point to it. I'm like, this is exactly what we were working on downstairs, and you said you had it fine. He was like, yeah, kids, So, like, all of that being said, let me say, teachers out there, they need to pay you more. These are my kids that I'm having trouble, like, not trouble with, but like that happens to be that challenge. Dealing with other people's kids, no, like, it would be like trying to put yourself in a position where you shoot yourself in the foot. It doesn't make any sense to me. But my hope is that both me and my fiance, teach our children the fundamentals to be able to grow and be able to have one less thing to worry about as they go through life, because people kind of go, oh, you don't need to go through school and you don't need to be smart. I'm like, all right. You need to do your best, regardless of what it is that you're being asked to do. If someone's like, can you work a cash register? Oh, I was really bad at math. Okay, cool. Do you understand like how to read a map? Oh, well, didn't really pay attention in geography class. I've had someone go to me, I was like, yeah, my ancestry comes from Africa. They're like, oh, cool, where is that? I'm like, conversation over. Because I can't talk to somebody who doesn't have that basic foundation of knowledge. I'm not saying like, oh, you need to be the smartest person in the room, but like, if someone's like, oh, where is Canada? And they're like, somewhere? I'm like, okay, cool. So I know where your level is. I want our kids to be able to know that the information given to them and the tools given to them, like the computers, the cell phones, the pads, and all that stuff, is more than just watching YouTube. If you have a question, Google will seriously give you the answer. If you don't know how to do something, school is the ability of, okay, we're going to touch on a couple things. Granted, we can't touch on everything, but we can touch on certain things so that you at least have a foundation to grow upon. Learn how to make a PowerPoint. Learn how to write a doc. They even have now courses now that they're teaching kids how to manage money better, which is about damn time. But yeah, they need a foundation to understand it. You can't manage money if you don't know how to count properly, or if you don't understand the concept of, if I have $10, I need $50. How many more weeks of work do I need to, like, yeah, you can do it the long way, like, 10 plus 10, or you can like do the algebra in your brain. But like, once again, it's that foundation that's there. And I want our kids to have that and use the technology to aid them in the growth, not just educationally, but also in whatever they choose to do. I want more for our kids. That's just me. Alright, that's me rambling for a little bit. Hopefully that's enough for you guys. I will talk to you the next time I have a concept in my head. That's the hardest thing, trying to come up with a concept. But yeah, the next time I have a concept, I'll try to just go at the cup rather than try to make the whole script. Because I realize, as much as I like the whole script, it takes up more time. So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys the next time I have something pop up in my brain. Later.